Why, good day, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're taking a look at Predator Concrete Jungle. And you know what? We haven't had a single dropped frame, and that makes me very happy indeed. I'm not entirely sure what fixed it. Changed servers. Hey, go away, trailer. Nobody likes you. That trailer has a massive spoiler in it, by the way. I hadn't seen it in years. And man, it's like it spoils the end of the game. I hate it when trailers do that. But anyway, did a bunch of different things to get this stream to not lag, and so far, no drop frames. We've got 10 megabytes per second, or megabits per second. Very happy about that. So yeah, we're here to take a look at Predator Concrete Jungle from 2005, being played with PCSX 2. I originally played this game on the Xbox, and then I got the PS2 version because the Xbox failed me for the last time. Go away, trailer. Nobody likes you. I hate it when games do that, where they play the trailer when you don't press start fast enough. But yeah, the PS2 version and Xbox versions are basically identical. I think the Xbox version has a little, like, slightly better graphics, but at the end of the day, the PS2 version is a lot easier to play on modern PCs. So yeah, funny enough, I'm playing this with an Xbox One controller. I mean, it's completely sacrilegious. And so, hello, Neji, Tech Pro, Cody, and Joseph. Oh, it's an alt account for that guy. Okay. And a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Not bad. All right, so let's get started. And, like, this is when PlayStation 2 games and games in general really cared about getting stuff right. So we got Unblooded, Youngblood, and Blooded. We're just going to do Youngblood because we were playing this for a stream. This comes from the AVP comic. Unblooded is you're basically a teenager. Youngblood, you're like a 20-something. And Blooded, you're just about to hit the wall. Although I don't think the Predators really hit the wall since they lived for hundreds of years. All right, let's go to B. Now, we, of course, don't have anything unlocked. We're just starting from scratch. What's kind of annoying, though, is I remember my Xbox save. I had unlocked literally everything. All the Darkblade clan weaponry, all the good stuff. Let me turn the desktop audio on so hopefully everybody can hear it. But I remember having, like, the Darkblade clan costume, like the ultimate Darkblade clan costume was, like, the greatest thing ever. Alright, enough of this waffle. Let's get started. A Midsummer Night's Massacre! Which, of course, is a reference to William Shakespeare. I'm not sure how loud this is going to be, because I turned on the desktop audio, so it didn't drown me out. I like how the blood just disappears. Now see, that's how you start a game. You know, you give just enough information and you don't overstay your welcome. You immediately get into the gameplay. And I really love playing this on PCSX2 because it looks really good. See if I can remember the controls, because it's been a little while since I played the game. I mean, for y'all, I just did the review, but I got that footage like almost a year ago. Alright, let's pop through there. Yeah, Predator Concrete Jungle was originally a comic that was very, very different. Like, it just shares the name. In fact, I remember when I went to the GameStop, I like how these guys are like, kill him. It's like, your hats won't save you now, dudes. Your hats won't save you now. But when I went to the GameStop, I was like, can I get Predator Cold War? I like how the Predator can just do that. Like, you're way stronger in this than the Predator Arnie fought, I can tell you that. I ever talked to my grandfather about, because Gramps was a big fan of Predator 1 and 2. But I remember, like, Gramps was like, you know, if the Predator was really that strong, just punching Arnie once would break Arnie's neck. But once again, you know, it's a movie, so it doesn't really matter. Cut him up. Now look, this is a fiery but mostly peaceful Summer of Love. It's fiery, but it's mostly peaceful. Now, like, if you played this game as many times as I have, you know exactly what's going on here. I don't know if I'd really call myself a monster, more like just monster adjacent. I forgot how good this music was. Once again, I'm not sure how loud the game is compared to me. Oh yeah, we gotta try to find Broken Face Finlay. Because that'll get us the Jungle Hunter costume. He's like the easiest person to find. Like, I got that when I first played the game. That is probably a lot of cope right there. I mean, why would the Predator pull his punch at that point? It's one of those things where it's just a movie. You know, there's nothing wrong with a movie being a movie. It's just, it's either do you want a cool story or not? Do you want to see a you know, alien punch Arnie around, or do you just want the fight to be over in 5 seconds? It's kind of like, you know, lightsaber dueling. Yeah, it's not 100% accurate, but who cares? It looks cool, and that's ultimately what you want from a movie. If it were realistic, the fight would be over in like 10 seconds. And like that would be kind of, yeah. You get cinematic blue balls, so to speak. Dutch is built different. Silver Wings, you'd probably like this game. It can get really difficult in places. Or if you haven't played it in a long time. Let's see, I forget, can I climb this? I think I can. Now, later in the game, I think you can climb up the side of this. Oh, you can, okay. Try flipping to the roof behind you by pressing R2. Which one's R2? Nope, that wasn't it. I'm trying to remember the controls. Like I said, I may have just done the review like a week ago, but that footage is old. That's R2. There we go. Now, in the review, I talked about how this feels like sort of a precursor to Assassin's Creed, and that feels very Assassin's Creed-y right there. In fact, I think, oh! Just kicked him right off the building. Kill the Irish mob boss. I don't know, is that the Rossicism now? What? Can I give Broken Face? Wait, where'd he go? There he is. I want my Jungle Hunter. Why can't they put him in a green costume? Now, the only problem with like the Predator skinning somebody out like that is, okay, realistically, that would take a lot longer than that, but whatever. But yeah, and I like that reference. Predator 2 is way hated for no good reason. The only reason that Predator 2 is kind of bad is that random sex scene. Like, if you're trying to watch that movie with anyone other than, like, you know, friends, like if you're like watching it with, like, say, your grandfather and a random sex scene shows up, that's kind of awkward. Ask me how I know. I remember hearing about that, or like the xenomorph is the Rossicisms because it's, well, darker colored. It's like, yeah. Needless to say, I think the college kids need to get some hobbies. Like, get some hobbies, college kids. Seriously. The only problem with playing that as a xenomorph is you're going to be kind of limited in how you can upgrade yourself. Because, like, as you play this game, you get better and better weapons. You get new costumes, whereas I guess you could get new, like, looks for the xenomorph. But I think, like, it would get kind of boring after a while. Because there's only, like, 1 or 2 mission types you can play as. Jump! When it comes to the Xeno. There's actually a mod from Oblivion where you can play as a xenomorph. Although the, like, claw swipes are kind of funny because it's just you punching people. Oh my. Now, you gotta love how that doesn't blow him up. It blows his ship up. So basically that would cause the Great Depression. I'm just saying.
It had made its presence known to its prey in a devastating and humiliating way. And worse, it had survived the exposure.
Now, how he survived a ground zero nuke explosion, I'm not really sure.
We now know that these creatures are nomadic, bound by strict clan loyalties, unbreakable taboos,
Xenomorph themed flashlights? Yeah.
and exile all as one could expect.
That symbol on the Predator ship looks a little like a Tau symbol from 40K. I'm not sure how to feel about that. I think the cinematography in this game is pretty good. Like, that's a cool transition. I'm still not sure how this is a punishment, though. Shouldn't he want to do this? And see, that already sets up for, like, how awesome this character is going to be, because, like, that's not really punishment, that's more like punishment. And, Cyrus Von Knox, I'm glad you liked that video this week. Yeah, Monster Hunter International is pretty good. The rest of the books in the series are also pretty good, but they do get a little preachy as time goes on.
Nothing simply ends. The events of that sweltering night in June sent ripples through time.
Yeah, try helping somebody move in the middle of June.
Because in its long absence, we humans had dissected the hunting tools our devil dropped in its haste. And using what we learned, we made ourselves masters of a technology unknown on Earth. We created weapons of our own.
Also, those predators are just kind of shitty. They went right into a kill zone.
So they sent it back to atone for the sins of its past and take from us what we had stolen. Back to a city grown from the shattered ruins it had left behind. A city of tomorrow overseen by computer intelligence, driven by advanced alien technology, and ruled by a dynasty of crime. What once was New Way City had blossomed into Neonopolis, City of Light.
Yep, suck it, Paris. I don't know, like, would they really name a city Neonopolis, though? Of course, then again, it probably makes as much sense as New Way City.
Now these shining city facades and mirrored walls of Neonopolis hide deep shadows of their own. We'll never know why the Predator decided to target the servitors first. Perhaps in a downtown cult of sacred killers, with their savage devotion to gods of slaughter and magic. It recognized something all too familiar.
A thing, Sam. The body of another man has been found here on the street, flayed and mutilated. Police experts suspect a ritual motive for the crime.
And of course, it's a reference to Predator 2. This whole thing's a reference to Predator 2. Goody Frenchies. I find it funny though. They're like, yeah, take up your knives in your cloaking device. I mean, I guess it is the future after all. If I was gonna get a Predator weapon, I would like the wrist blades. I just thought those were so cool. If I could, I would add wrist blades to like one of my costumes, but alas, I've not had a chance to. Alright, so let's see here. We gotta go take out the Les Serviteurs. I get the feeling that the Twitters would be very angry about this level, though. I can only imagine what they would say. Okay, let me see if I can remember the controls here. Yep. And we can punch with B. Predator 2 open 1. I like Predator 1 more than 2 just because the characters in Predator 1 are a bit more entertaining than the Predator 2 characters. Not to say that I don't like me some Bill Paxton, though. Alright, let's beat him up. I just like the fact that the mission in this is to literally find gang members and then flay them alive. I mean, you're not going to be doing this in certain other games. I don't consider this as violent as, say, something like, I can't remember the name of the game now. Manhunt, there we go. Just because Manhunt's a little different. I mean, that's much more, I could say, realistic. Whereas this, you know, you play as, you know, a predator. He's fictional. Is it set in the future versus, you know, something that could legitimately happen? And probably does. There we go. Do I not have a cloaking device on? Or I guess they can see me because I'm holding onto a guy. No, I must have turned it off. Okay. They're just really bad shots. New alien movie from Alien Romulus. Yeah, I don't really care too much about these modern day alien movies just because they are kind of lame, to be honest. I've never actually played Manhunt. Now that is a cool scene right there. Like, they really did a good job with their camera placements. And look at how good the Predator looks in this game. I mean, this is 2005 on the PlayStation 2 we're talking about. Look at all those little details on him. We just got regular thermal vision. Works pretty well for a third-person game. Let's see, I'm not really hurt. Yeah, I'm not hurt at all, actually. Yeah, I never played Manhunt just because I'm not really into stealth games. I just don't have the patience for it. I also never really got into GTA either. Not that because it's a stealth game, but because it's just kind of like meh. I played a lot of GTA 5 because GTA Online was pretty fun. Okay, I'm still cloaked. Good. Because GTA Online was fun. I think it eventually became bad though. I haven't played GTA Online in like almost a decade now. Good. If any of y'all want to feel old, it's been almost 6 years since 2019, since the before times, and hopefully we can go back to the before times starting next week, but you never know. There's already some funny business going on. Not that you heard it from me. Oh, don't fall off the building, you idiot. There was only one problem with this game, is that the camera could get a little wonky now and again. But there's a lot of even modern games that are guilty of that. I'm playing this on PCSX 2, Silver Wings. So yeah, it's upscaled to like 2K, but for the stream it's being crushed down to 1080. I think we're supposed to be getting an Alien Isolation 2. I hope it's actually good. I mean, I'd like to, the fact that it's been over a decade now since we had a proper Alien game. I just hope that it actually goes in a new direction, where it's not just basically the first game, but again. And I really hope they don't try to rip off Dark Souls in any way, because that's my only issue with Space Marine 2. It looks like it took a lot of cues from Dark Souls, which it really didn't need to do. It really kind of just needed to be its own thing. Punch him in the face. Like how we're in the future, but since we're in the slum, they still use like early 20th century electrical boxes. Ooh, we got some bombs. Now, when we have to deal with the riot police, we'll actually be using those a little bit. Yeah, the thermal did look pretty good in that. But yeah, AVP the movie, man, I remember when Alien 1 came back to theaters back in 2004, there was a trailer for AVP 1 that came on before the movie. It was just the title reveal, and I was like, finally, it's about time! And then I saw the movie, and I was like, no, how could they do this? Yeah, Alien Romulus doesn't look like it's that great. I still have not seen it. It just did not look like something I wanted to spend my money on. Especially when going to a movie is so expensive now. Like, you have to spend like $50. Alright, punch him. Grab him. Grab him by the face. He's gonna have neck problems tomorrow. And the last movie I saw was Transformers 1, which was actually legitimately good. Yeah, Ridley Scott and Alien. Used to be it was, you know, a snarly monster from beyond the stars, and it was just AI stuff. You know, it's like, what about the engineers, man? And what about the androids, man? It's like, what is this, Blade Runner? It's like, Ridley, if you want to do Blade Runner, do more Blade Runner. 666. Oh my. All right, so these things here are basically dreadnoughts from 40K. Basically dreadnoughts, because they actually have a not a human, but an android inside of them, which is kind of weird. I thought it was a human. It would make more sense, but what was I saying? Yeah, but I thought it was a human in there. But originally, it was supposed to have been. No. Originally, I thought they were humans, but they're actually androids. Badlands in the anthology series is good. We'll see. We'll see. It's just, there's a lot of bad writers out there these days. Alright, there he is. Now, when I first played the game, what ended up happening is I thought you were supposed to chuck bombs at these guys. And you can do it. I've done it. I've actually killed all these Ulysses with bombs. You can find enough to do it. But it'll take you like 6 months to do it. And it's not something I'd ever recommend doing. There's a context-sensitive button press you have to do. Stabby, stabby times. Now you can actually do different executions, which I'm trying to remember how to do now. The problem with like AI stuff is just, it does get a little old after a while. Now one thing that's a little awkward about the game is to change weapons, you bring up this menu here. Okay, we just have a combi stick but no glaive. Okay. And we could use the plasma caster, but it doesn't really help us much here because we really don't have enough energy to shoot these things. And besides, you don't want to do that anyway. What you do is you jump behind it, jump on top of it, and oh my god, there's a... Well, actually, you can't see because there's no light on them, but yeah, you just rip them right out of there. Now, why they even bothered to have like a humanoid thing there anyway, not really sure. Seems kind of silly to me. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go stabby stab. Oh, that's just cruel. I mean, we got equal rights and lefts going on all over the place here. Okay, we need some juice because we need to shoot that cop car, because if we don't, if you hit it, it'll explode and it'll kill you, which is not good. Don't really want to do that. Okay, where is a power box? Elon Musk is working on Predator Tech. I don't know. I mean, he's got robots. Evidently, he just came out with a $10,000 house. Evidently. We'll see if it actually is any good. But the Elon pod, you got the Elon car and the Elon pod. Although that pod doesn't look too bad, though. From what I've seen, the Elon house looks halfway decent, really. Better than the pods that the WF want to do. Juices on the loose. Oh my. Xenomorphs or Tyranids? Tyranids are smarter, so the Tyranids would win. Xenomorphs don't have any ships, whereas the Tyranids do. Okay, and... There we go. I probably should not have been 2 feet away from the cop car, but whatever. Let's just say that Scarface here is nearsighted. And stabby stab! Actually, we just broke his neck, which is more realistic than you'd think. Yeah, there was a Predator omnibus I read recently, If It Bleeds, and it was really good. It was remarkably good for what it was. There's a really good story where there was a bunch of Vikings that had to fight a Predator, and won. Like, those Vikings were pretty tough. Come on, I just want to break his neck. There we go. Oh, he just punched him in the face. Oh, no, you don't. It's time for equal rights and equal refs. Oh, that had to hurt. Trying to remember the controls. There we go. Shoot it. Oh, crap. I'm out of energy. I just can't get it up. Wait. The Predator, he can always get it up, right? Come on, climb up. Yeah, his equipment is not what you would call energy efficient. It's like, was he run on gasoline? There it is. There's probably already a Tyranid army painted to look like Xenomorphs. I mean, Tyranids and Xenomorphs are kind of, Tyranids themselves are kind of inspired by Xenomorphs. But they're very different. And they're quite a bit smarter, because it's not like a Xenomorph could manufacture a ship. Or use a gun. Okay, now we gotta blast it. Stop that ship. Blast him. Or just, oh! Just punched his head completely clean off. Now you can kind of like throw them at different people, but actually pulling them off is not as easy as you'd think. Okay, we need to heal. Really? Really, game? There we go. The only problem is, like, the controls can be a little confusing if you don't remember. Okay, let's go ahead and heal here. Okay, that's Square. Square Enix. Yeah, the sad thing about the Predator, though, is, like, they always have to pit him against various superheroes, and, like, this is not... The Predator's tough and all, but he's not really gonna go toe-to-toe with Superman. Like, he's not that tough. There is a Superman versus the Predator, and I think, like, they gave, like, Superman some kind of cold or something. Like, he was sick that day, and so somehow the Predator could take him on. One of the weird Predator things was, like, the Predator versus Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I'm not really sure that really goes together, but whatever. And somehow the Predator won that one. It's like, really? He can fight against, like, an actual mage? I'm not really sure he could do that. I mean, I like the Predator as much as the next man, and yes, you are not... You don't actually get any invincibility while you're trying to punch this guy in the head. Which I don't think is too fair. I think there is a Punisher versus the Predator, but I don't remember. There's 2 different Predator versus Judge Dredd comics. One of which was kind of your generic versus story. Another one of which was actually really good. Well, like the Predator and, well, several Predators and Judge Dredd had to team up to take down some bad bloods. It was good. I remember there's a line in there where Judge Anderson, who can actually talk to the Predators because she's psychic, was like... told Judge Dredd that, like, the Predators would love to hunt him down and take his skull, and she says, like, that's the best compliment they could possibly give. It's like, I can see that. Cut him up, cut him up. Oh no, they can see me. They spotted me. It's funny how in all of these Predator games, though, guns actually hurt, whereas in the movies they don't. I mean, realistically, the City Hunter getting blasted like 6 times in the chest with buckshot, he does not have a chest anymore. And like, if that happened in a game, you'd be dead 6 times over. Predator versus Archie? Really? Really? Versus Archie? I'm not really sure that's something that I don't see an alien hunter from beyond the stars doing that. So yeah, I'm gonna go take on a lame ass teenager, I guess. Sabrina makes more sense. Alright, let's blast him. Alright, I think we almost got them all. Let's go ahead and save. I'd hate to die and have to do all this again. I love me some save states. Okay, there we go. It was probably buckshot. I mean, Predator 1 came out in 91, set in 97. They would have probably had buckshot in there. Back when the Remington 870 was still relevant. I mean, it's still kind of relevant today, but shotguns have kind of taken a backseat to PCCs. Speaking of guns, I found myself having a problem with no actual solution. Trying to get a Marlin 336 lever fixed, because somehow it got stuck. I have no idea how it got stuck. And unfortunately, there's no information on it. Like, none. All I did was find some, you know, old forums complete with boomers complaining about certain things. It's like, really? Tell me how to fix it, damn it! So a video on that's gonna take a while. And thank you for more ISK Splattenburgers. I shall be sure to buy a new ship. Interest in Malefact. Discord now has a dev showcase. Yeah, I'll take a look at that more. I've just been busy today. Been cleaning. There's so much dust. Ugh. I want to live in a world where there's energy shields that repel dust. It's pretty much, the Xbox version of this game is pretty much the exact same. Maybe the graphics are a little sharper. I mean, a tiny bit sharper. I mean, it pretty much is imperceptible unless, like, you really pay attention. And with PCSX 2, it doesn't matter. I mean, because you can upscale it to 2K and it looks great. That's pretty much how I play just about any game these days, is on the PC. I mean, you can even emulate Xbox 360 to a certain extent. I mean, it's not perfect, but it'll work. Sadly, I've since retired my Xbox 360. Took it to the storage room. Hey, come on. I just want to get over there. Want to get some energy before we fight the boss. People complain about Dark Souls being hard. Yeah, I saw your video on that T2 shotgun. Looks pretty awesome. Back in the old west, I think they had like a 10 mil, not 10 millimeter, but 10 gauge version of that. That'll definitely rack you back a bit. Let's see, yeah, you can have the red xenomorphs. I like how that's one comic. One comic, and they're red, and yet people love it. Yeah, the Xbox ports were usually better than PS2, but like with this game, it was largely similar. And yeah, you know, it's kind of funny. Back when I got a PS2 after my Xbox died, I was like, can I get Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 on it? And they're like, no. It's like, I thought they were on all things. Xenoblade Chronicles. I've heard of the game, but never played it. Yeah, I'd like to get a 10 gauge shotgun just for fun. I mean, it's like, it's not that great, but...
The monster had tracked the ghost-suited killers to their lair. Here would be found the leader of their pack, the alpha male.
Oh my, but he's not a Sigma male, so he's not that great.
One would walk away from this fight.
Now, one thing about this future is no social media. Alright, now we're going to sneak up behind him, and we're just going to go like that. And we're gonna just slit his throat. Yeah, the Xbox was a great system, except that disk drive died way too easily. I had 2 Xboxes die from disk failures. Or disk drive failures, I should say. Whereas my PS2 did not do that. Okay, I'm already doing this wrong. Because, like, you're gonna kill these guys, and then you're gonna have to fight King Willie, but you could lose a lot of health here if you're not doing it right. Which I'm not. I'm gonna blame the chat. Now, this is not the same King Willie from Predator 2, because, well, he would be like 90 in 2020, or 2030. It's like his grandson or something. Sadly, the guy who played King Willie in Predator 2 died from cancer a few years, or no, like almost a decade ago. Sword waifus. I like the sound of that. Come on, cut him up. I like how his, I guess the cloak acts as some kind of a shield, because I don't think a hoodie is going to stop, like, you know, extremely advanced metal from slicing through it, but whatever. Okay, now where... I think we gotta fight a normie. No, he's got... Alright, let's cut him. Your hoodie won't save you now, dude. We're gonna have a different heads-up display. Yeah, I don't think it had a different HUD, although I might just not remember. I forgot I even had a spear gun. Because you don't really need it except for 1 or 2 levels. Okay, now where, oh where is Mr. William? Monarch William? I guess he hasn't spawned yet. Come on, Predator, you lift, bro. You lift, bro. But at least I've got plenty of health. Okay, let's bring that up and save. Oh, that's why it hasn't transitioned. Yeah, I don't think his AK is gonna really stop me too much. Unless he has Teflon-coated bullets like in Predator Cold War. Because that was a thing. The Soviets totally used Teflon-coated bullets in their AK-74s. The Crisis protagonists. I mean, those nanosuits are pretty ridiculous. Oh man, GoldenEye Rogue Agent. I need to stream that one day. I've not played that in ages. I don't remember if it was good or bad or not. I remember it got a lot of bad reviews, but from what I remember it wasn't that awful, but it's been a while since I played it. I don't think those graphics are that bad. I mean, look how many little details he has on him. The biggest problem with this game is just the fact that, like, a lot of the humans have weird flipper hands. That's really the only problem. Okay, now he doesn't really have a ranged attack. So, if you scan him, it'll basically say he's magic, which I love, because that means there's, like, supernatural stuff in this universe. I mean, he has to have some supernatural stuff, because look, you shoot him with a spear gun, which should shoot faster than he could even think, and, like, it doesn't even, he can just deflect it like he's a goddamn Jedi. Okay, let's get some juice. Come on. Don't jump, jump! Jump away! Okay, let's go over here. I can't get through the window. Actually awesome with multiplayer. Huh, not bad. Okay, let's heal. Because I don't want to be killed by somebody who's, you know, done so much coke. He's positively incandescent. It's Snowflame! And for those who didn't watch Linkara back when he was not crazy, there is a character named Snowflame who is powered up via cocaine. See, like, his top hat gives him superpowers. I think it's also supposed to be a reference to a James Bond villain. He was like one of the few people to survive a run-in with James Bond. I will admit this: the music here is kind of catchy. Come on, let's cut him up. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. I guess he had some bad chili. See, if the Thing game can get a remaster, why can't we get a remaster of this? To me, this has way more personality than the Thing. It's like, really, the Thing game shouldn't even exist. The Thing does not need a sequel. It's one and done. And yes, Linkar did want to get down and dirty with a green M&M for some reason. Sadly, Linkara, despite reviewing some great comics, or doing some kind of funny comic reviews, he belongs to one of those special parts of the internet that we dare not speak of. Speaking of waifus, recently been playing a lot of Elden Ring, just in my off time, what little off time I have. And Elden Ring's pretty good. It's a lot bigger and a lot long. Oh my. It's a much more impressive game than Dark Souls 1. I mean, I love Dark Souls 1, but man, Elden Ring is huge. Already put like 13 hours into it. I have no idea, but I do know that the Thing is being remastered, or already was remastered by Night Dive. They've been doing a lot of good video game preservation. I have not played the Thing. I enjoyed the classic Spoony review from 2009. Oh my god. When did that become like almost 20 years ago now? I might have to download this song. That's actually pretty catchy. I'm not a big fan of rap because usually it just is way too slow and boring. I hid in the fire truck watching the Predator take on a weird guy in a top hat. There's worse ways to spend an evening. Killing Time does look pretty bad. I mean, not every game from the 90s deserves a remaster, and Killing Time certainly did not look like it was worth the amount of time and effort they put into that. You know, I've heard of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Like, just the name alone is pretty hilarious, but I've never actually watched it. No, I'm not Spartan 117. I'm not a demon. Really bad chili. My problem with Killing Time is it looks like it's going to get really confusing. Soul Reaver games, yeah, I think they also were remastered. I've not played them, though. I mean, I'm aware of what kind of games they are. Okay, let's back off. Back off, back off. Heal. See, he has to do the awesome walk, so he can't actually just run up and stab me in the back while I'm healing. He's a man who knows proper theatricality. They would never do that today. They'd be like, that is too brutal for the audience.
The gangs of Neonopolis had no idea they were
Time is it?
in the grip of an alpha killer from another, harsher world.
Yeah, he's totally an alpha Chad.
Attempted to pick them off one by one, until the sacred ground was bare once again.
Yeah, sadly, I heard the Battlefront 1 and 2 remasters were terrible. Utterly bland the world environments work. I mean, I can understand that, but like to me, it doesn't bother me much because I'm invested in the story in addition to the gameplay. Vietnam episodes from those junction boxes. Yeah, I grew out of Linkara myself, along with the AVGN and different ones like that. Spoony I liked, but then of course he ended up quitting. This makes no sense. They got the technology to rewrite their nervous systems to pick up TV ad jingles. In 2030, are they still using aerials? Antennas? My thing is this, like, if you live in a bad city like that, why would you just walk randomly in a, you know, crime-filled area? I'm just saying, like, why would you do that? I like how they got a MAC-10 that fires plasma. So basically, this is just Portland with more plasma rifles. It's a good thing that nobody used that train, because that wouldn't that have smashed that beacon? And yeah, rule of cool is the best thing, because real life is boring and terrifying at the same time.
This time the rules of the hunt must be obeyed. Stay out of sight until the time is right to strike. Then do
This is where we've got to like sneak around,
take away the rifle prey. Dishonor is worse than death.
because then otherwise our predator supervisor will fire us. This can get kind of annoying if you don't know what you're doing, because like if you just like forget that you have energy, you'll immediately, you know, call an alert and lose the entire level. Splattenburgers, have you played 13? I think that game has aged tremendously well. It was all cell shaded. Like even the PS2 version looks really good. Alright, now I remember this was a somewhat annoying level. Let's go ahead and save so we don't have to do all that again. I remember losing once or twice on this one. Oh crap. Crap. I think I accidentally just launched RetroArch. Yep, that's exactly what I did. Okay, we're still good though. Do we need juice? We're about half down. But we're right here, so let's go ahead and power back up. Alright. This is very much an early 2000s kind of level, though. That it does feel like it's here to pad out the game to a certain extent, which I don't really mind. I kind of liked the early 2000s padding just because it made the game feel more substantial. Once we got into the COD territory, that's where games just kind of came and went. Like a level like this could be really annoying, but oh crap. We're fighting all the emos. Thankfully, they're all whacked out on drugs, just like in real life. Well, I'm sure not all of them are whacked out on drugs, but still. I'll never forget, though, I think the cringiest thing I ever saw as a teenager was an emo club. All these people dressed in, like, dark clothes and mascara. It was literally the most hilarious thing I had ever seen. Like, I thought it was like almost a parody in real life. Trying to replicate 2D comic book in 3D. I liked it just because they had a lot of classic actors. You know, David Duchovny and Adam West. Adam West is the general. The early 2000s for me was like the best era of gaming because it was sort of like it was a time and a place where you had a lot of classic stuff coexist with modern elements, and the modern elements weren't really stupid yet, so you could have a game with Adam West in it and it would actually be good. It's something I'm afraid that most of today's youth won't have.
All units, we have an ambulance being raided for drugs in Orsini Green. Be advised, this is not a police zone, and no unit should respond to emergency calls from this area.
I mean, who knew this was gonna be pre-innocent? It's not a police zone. Oh dear. That kind of happened. Oops. There we go. Go away, RetroArch. Nobody likes you. Well, actually, a lot of people like you. I gotta do a video on RetroArch at some point. I've not done anything on emulation in a long time. Okay, where do we need to go? We need to find those guys and cut them. We need to find those emos and slit their throats. I mean, actually, wouldn't they like us to do that, though? I'm just saying. No, they only want to do the wrists. Okay, and since you people are stupid, I like that little Harley Quinn kind of run. Wow, she can survive a lot. But then again, I guess she does have, she's got experience in that, I guess. Okay, where the hell is a junction box? Actually, give me that Sonic trap. Hatred had come out in the early 2000s. If it had, people would have loved it. Sadly, they kind of missed the mark by about 7 years. Yeah, Hatred. That's a game that I need to do something on at some point. Just because it's not, it was one of those games that Twitter got a hold to, and it was like, it is evil and terrible and horrible. It's like Postal, but lame. Postal was exactly that kind of game. The first Postal, not the second. Okay, there's our little junction box. Stabby, stabby. Yeah, I miss those days too. I've seen gameplay of Hatred, and yeah, it did look pretty bad. It looked just like, looked like it was the cheapest piece of crap. Alright, and let's just stab the Harley Quinn wannabe right in the back. I like how that doesn't raise an alert. Like, you just see a random person just get their throat cut, and people are like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. Hey, what is this, San Francisco? A fiery but mostly peaceful slashing. Okay, let's just calmly and stab. Oh, has no head. Well, not missing much now, I guess. The Alien Isolation sequel has a chance of being good because now that because the woke era is starting to end, like the days of like Concord and shit are starting to be, you know, a thing of the past because they've lost so much money. So maybe Alien Isolation 2 will be made with the player in mind and not a bunch of crazy people. But once again, you never know. One game from the early 2000s I don't think has really aged that well is Simpsons Hit and Run. I was going to do a video on that, but I just found myself getting bored with that game. I had remembered loving it on the original Xbox, but I started playing it again, getting some footage, and like, it just wasn't that good. This game, however, has aged remarkably well. For a game that was considered kind of crap, it's still one that I can come back to even now after all these times I played it. Okay, where is my... Okay, I think there's going to be some juice over here. Postal 1 doesn't feel as much of a power fantasy. Like, I stand right in front of that guy, he has no idea I'm even there. I mean, it's not like the Predator is really short. Okay, we cannot go around there. Come on, camera, cooperate. Yeah, I did not think we'd actually get any xenomorphs in this game. I thought there would have been rights issues or something. But nope, they showed up. The actual navigation of this was not easy. Pretty tight corridors. There we go. Makes a good boomer shooter versus lame doom. So a good boomer shooter needs to be fast. It needs to be, it needs to actually look the part. It can't just be like 3D models that are converted to 2D sprites. And it needs to have some sort of personality. Doesn't need much, but it just needs a little bit. Why? The reason I didn't like bolt gun is it was just boring. There weren't enough enemies. Oh crap! They're gonna be able to spot me because I'm got like no juice whatsoever. Okay, that ought to. They would never spot me here. Let me save real quick. They'll never spot me right on the train tracks. Is that the wrong side of the tracks? Okay, now where is that box? It's got to be someplace over there, but how can I actually not be spotted? Good thing there's these giant ledges that no one would ever think to look at. Neonopolis is very serious about their gutters, apparently. Okay, so that's not gonna work. There it is. Modeled them from clay. Ah, the 90s. Doom 64 does that. Huh, I did not know that. Job. And yeah, Iron Maiden was pretty good. Because it was fast. Yeah, Duke 3D also was quick. It just, the levels can't be too long. There can't be a lot of dead space there, like there's no enemies. That's the big problem with the bad boomer shooters, is there's just a lot of nothing going on in a lot of them. And also, once again, it's like 3D models scaled down, just, it's kind of obvious what they are, and they're very low animation. Oh crap. I like how he just decides he can just punch me. Who do you think you are, sir? No one can spot me. I'm completely inconspicuous. You know, Scarface, you might have considered not wearing a bright red loincloth. I get it. You know, you're an alpha Chad, but come on, man. Unseen Evil. Never heard of it. Okay, let's get to the arms deal. Like, the arms deal is already ended. Predator shows up right as the money changes hands. Okay, let's jump over here, like so. They reuse this piece of city quite a bit. Now, we could just, you know, run over here, but it would immediately trigger a fail, which we don't want. Okay, there we go. And there we go. Wow, if there was a fucking junction box right there. Why not? We'll get you some mascara, it'll be fine. Any of the older Saints Rows? Maybe. I think it was also one of the earliest games that had the use of the F word. They said the bad words, which I never really cared about because I just like playing as the Predator. Scar Predator versus Scarface, who would win? That's a good question. I don't know, Scarface, he's pretty good. And yeah, the animations in this game are pretty amazing, especially for 2005 on this hardware. The PS2 was by far the weakest console of that generation. With, I think the Xbox was the most powerful, and the GameCube was the second most powerful, if I'm not mistaken. The GameCube was remarkably powerful for what it was. Come on, get it. Boom. I mean, that's really inconspicuous. Like, no one would ever think that, like, there was a random, you know, like, invisible predator running around. Actually, I kind of liked Saints Row 4, though, with the superpowers. I thought that was pretty fun. I only ever ah, crap. Do I have to do the whole thing over again? Because, yeah, what'll happen is they'll go in that church. Yep, you're gonna have to, replay the whole mission again. That happened the first time I played this game. Okay, we didn't lose too much progress, thankfully, but yeah, this game's hard, by the way. Like, this is not an easy game. Okay, yeah, we did not lose much progress at all. Like, if you... It's one of those things where if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna lose pretty quick. Like, this was from the early 2000s. People did not... the game developers expected you to know what you were doing. Okay, so we just need to go over there again. I'm gonna save. And yeah, I know that Saints Row 2 did have a better story, but I never played it. I have it. On GOG, no less. Okay, let's go and let's save. Ah, you gotta love save states. No, go away, Retroarch. Nobody likes you. Okay, let's just skip the cutscene. Thank you. Okay, so crap. We want to go to Spear Gun and zap. Oh, well, we got them all in one hit. That's awesome. Now, imagine if you lost now. No, go back to the... Too many windows. Too many windows, too little time. And yes, we could lose that if we don't get to that in time, which we may well do that anyway. And so what we have here is sort of a little... kind of an open world. Well, it's not really open world, but we got a large little space here. And open world wasn't really that much of a thing in 2005. I mean, you had a couple games like that. You had GTA, not Saints Row, True Crime Streets of LA. That's a game nobody likes, but I love it because it's basically an 80s cop film, but, well, a video game. It had a lot of really good personality. And either it had a guy whose name I can never remember when I do a stream. Oh, what the hell is his name now? Nah, well, whatever. It had either a famous guy whose name I can't remember, or a voice actor that sounded remarkably like him as, like, the narrator. I don't know why I can't remember what his name was. He played the Emperor in Dune. Christopher Walken, yes! I don't know why I can't ever remember his goddamn name. But yeah, he's like the narrator, or somebody who sounds a lot like him. Hey, it's the government. It's community. No, it's not. No, see, like, the Predator is such a badass, he can actually take all those vaults and charge up his crap. Yeah, we're gonna kill the muggers because it reminds the Predator of the IRS. And truly, there are no greater villains than the Internal Revenue Service. But you didn't hear it from me. I just heard about that on Minecraft. Alright. And... I mean, it is that time. It is tax time again, isn't it? And we're gonna go stabby stab. He's half the man he used to be. Oh, I remember trying to do this the first time. My God, this took forever. It's like, if you don't do it just right, your target will walk right into that church and you are screwed. Okay, let's... So we're gonna save before we try to do that vocal mimicry. Or I'm gonna jump right in the water and not die, thankfully. Nobody sees me! You don't see anything! My loincloth will save me now! There we go. If I didn't have my bright red loincloth, I would have been so screwed. Oh, and thank you, Triple X Medic. I was busy trying not to die. Alright, now... Recording a password, we're gonna use social engineering. Alright, let's do some social engineering, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. And that is gonna be under that. Alright, where is that guy? There he is. Assuming I can remember nope, that's not the command. Is that it? No. Is that it? No. Oh man, we're screwed because there we go. That's the one. It's Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, it's kind of on the nose, but no one would guess that the dead men would say bring out your dead. I mean, that's truly the greatest password ever.
The trail led here to an abandoned church where the dead men lost themselves in drums and noise. Little did they know that their choice of sanctuary would be their undoing.
I mean, I'm not really sure why us slaughtering him in a church would actually be their undoing, but okay, whatever. I'm glad I fixed that goddamn lag issue, though. Who knew having a Roku play would cause that many problems? Yeah, Alien Resurrection is pretty good. I ran into a glitch that meant I couldn't finish one of the levels, but I was able to cheat past it. It's the... Oh, man, that animation on the guitar. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that animation was so bad. Oh, the early 2000s. My Chemical Romance. Oh, go away. Fucking Retroarch. There we go. I've not been able to finish Alien Resurrection yet. I've kind of gotten distracted. Okay, so we gotta go fight some, My Chemical Cyborg Romances. Okay, where are they? No, there they are. Yep, they're emo, all right. I mean, just look at those fingernails, man. Only the emo. Only the emo. Gunsmith Cats. I recognize the name, but I don't think I've seen it. And yeah, Alien Resurrection does have modern controls of all things. Like the fact that it has proper controls is pretty neat. And the gaming journals were just as bad back then as they are today because they complained about it. It's like, nobody can understand the controls. Oh, Zombies Revenge. My god, that game was ridiculously difficult. See, like, I can play Alien Resurrection easily enough, though, because, we got save states. I played about an hour and a half of the game, and what little bit of Alien Resurrection I've played, it does appear to be pretty difficult, but there's enough save points that I think you could probably make some decent progress after one or two tries on some of the levels. I'm sure it gets way harder later on, though. But thank Gizmir for save states. Now, Zombies Revenge. Man, save states barely make that game playable. I'm going to stream that one day. Because it actually is pretty fun, even if it is kind of ridiculous. Are they fighting each other? I don't remember this game having monster infighting. I mean, they call me a monster, but hey, at least I don't wear enough mascara. I can't make that joke. I'll get in trouble if I say that. Yeah, Alien Resurrection is a... It surprises me that that game is as good as it is. I mean, I just thought it would be a cheap cash-in, but surprisingly, it's, pretty decent so far. Let's see, what do I have here? You know, I don't know why they even give me a spear gun. It's utterly worthless. Your ammo carries over as the character you're playing to the next level. So, oh, that's not fun. I haven't run into that as a problem yet, but I'm sure that's nothing a cheat code can't handle. I mean, most of those games from the 90s and early 2000s, I would have had to cheat on to actually get anywhere. I mean, I did that with Rogue Squadron. I did not play that legit until long after the 90s. Because that game is ridiculously difficult. At least it was for me at the time. Today, I was able to beat Rogue Squadron without too much difficulty. I'll tell you one game that's really hard that I really love, and that's Donkey Kong Country. That game is ridiculous. Especially as you go further and further in that game. I don't know if there is a PC port of Alien Resurrection or not, but what I'm doing is I'm just playing it on RetroArch. Most of those classic games I'll just use RetroArch. Okay, just have the combi stick still. I mean, RetroArch is the easiest way to play pretty much all those games these days. Takes no time whatsoever. I just find it hilarious that the Predator has to fight emos. Cyborg emos with like really long fingernails. It's like, he went from fighting, you know, alien scorpions to this. It's like, no wonder he's pissed. It's like, really? This is not a proper use of my skills. Alright, let's bring him down here so I have a little more room to maneuver. Oh, come on, hippies. Get down here so I can stab you. Now, the next level, we're going to be going from My Chemical Romance to, The Godfather, of all things. Which I've never seen, because it insists upon itself, as Family Guy would say. Come on, get back here, you asshole. Okay, there are 3 of these guys. Okay. This is not a hard boss fight, but a bit tedious. Okay, you know what? Come on. Come here. I'm here. Kill me. Stab me with your fingernails. Wait, is the Predator really into that sort of thing? I don't know. I really hope he's not, because that's just kind of tedious. That's kind of cringe. Kind of tedious. Is he a Triple X medic? Watch out for crazies. Especially these days. Yeesh. Glad I work from home. I'd hate to be out on November 5th. Come on, stab him. Stab him. See, this is actually a pretty good boss fight. The next boss we gotta fight is basically just a random, you know, dreadnought. Not too hard. Alright, there we go. 1 down, 3 to go. And we've barely taken any damage. And I probably need to, probably should heal, you know, might as well. AVP2 has rights issues. And so that's why we're not going to see a remastering of that anytime soon. I'm going to do a re-review of that for, December, though. You can still, it still runs on modern machines, and, better yet, it even runs on the, Steam Deck. Okay, let's go ahead and save. I'd hate to do this boss fight all over again. Yeah, AVP2 will run on the Steam Deck. And it runs pretty well, too. I was quite surprised I was able to get it to run on there. Speaking of remasterings, that just reminded me, we finally got a remaster of, Red Dead Redemption. I was so surprised to see that there is finally a PC port for Red Dead Redemption. I never thought I'd see the day. I've not had a chance to play it yet, because, well, I'm playing a shitload of Elden Ring right now, but I'm glad we're finally no longer stuck with just the Xbox for that. Alright, we're gonna need to heal in just a second. Actually, which ones hurt the most? Yeah, Red Dead Redemption is one of my favorite Rockstar games. Pretty much the only one that I really like unequivocally because it had a good character. I like the Old West setting. I don't remember what the rights issues are at this time. I used to know, but then I didn't have to have any more reason to remember because, well, you can just download it from My Abandonware. I am going to review No One Lives Forever, but it's going to be the PS2 version because as far as I know, the version on the PS2 has content the PC version doesn't have, which is weird to me because usually it's the other way around. It's kind of like how the PS2 version of Resident Evil 4 has more content than the GameCube version, even though the GameCube version is graphically superior. Come on, you little bastard. I do plan on streaming the Wii version of Resident Evil 4 because motion controls! Got him. Okay, let's save. Do not want to have to do all that again. That motion control era was one of the strangest eras, though. The Wii started off strong, but had so much shovelware on it. And they never could get the motion controls to work well outside of stuff like Wii Sports Resort and the like. Check the comments on My Abandonware. Usually it'll say if it's good, bad, or indifferent. Sometimes that's the only place you can find certain games. Like the PC version of Episode 1 Battle for Naboo. But really, if you're going to acquire software preservation, always check the comments. Because you'll usually be able to tell if something's good, bad, or not. Good or bad or not. Because the commenters will say something. And also just kind of check and make sure that the uploader is reputable. There'll usually be some kind of rating system for that. Streamed Resident Evil 4 as of October. Not bad. I mean, that does make sense. I'd like to have done more games in October, but just didn't have that much time. I just never had... Just no time central, right? It's 5:40 right now. Actually, it's not 5:40. It's 8:40. Alright, let's get some skulls. You shall emo no more. There's a weird Resident Evil 4 controller where you could control the whole game with a weird plastic chainsaw. I'm not really sure why anyone thought that was a good idea. I mean, seriously, like, how are you gonna actually be able to play the game with a plastic chainsaw? Why would you wish to do such a thing? Alright. I still say this game looks good, even after all these years. This music is much better than I remember. I remember saying in the review that it was good but not great, but this is much better. I must have forgotten. Reddit is not the best source because sometimes they'll say something is malware when it really isn't. You'll just have to check like the comments in the actual game's entry. Big project to do for next October. 100 years covering every decade from the 20s to the 2020s. Oh my god, good sir. That will take you a long, long time. I used to want to do projects like that, but man, it's Antifa. Okay, go away, RetroArch. I love how he's got like this breath mask and a do-rag on his head. I mean, they look like Antifa. I don't know why they hate on the mafia, but whatever. But this is such a reference to Godfather, though. $5 minutes for each decade. That could work. It's kind of like the old Cinemassacre Monster Madness. The only problem with this is how do they get their food? They'd have to have like a weekly boat shipment, or they'd have to have a giant like underground like food store. One big video. Not bad. One day I'd like to do a video on the Spider-Man animated series and talk about how like that predated the MCU, but was probably the best introduction to Marvel Comics than even the MCU was. But that would take so long. I'd also like to talk about like Transformers Armada, but that'd also take a long time. Ugh, people in their masks. I mean, I kind of get it, but you know, after all this time, it's like, come on, people, don't be sheeples. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, the one big video I did was a number of years ago, and that was the video I did on Mass Effect 1. My god, that took a long time, though. That's what I get for trying to review a 20-hour RPG. And may God help you if you try to review a JRPG. I do not appreciate that. In fact, just for that, I'm going to shove your face into a scanner. 2 Transformers Legacy Armada. Starscream. Oh man, that's already long since become part of the popular consciousness, but Starscream and Transformers Armada, you kind of had to be there when that first came out, where like Starscream was like this emo mascot, where you learned that like being evil is bad, but he would constantly, you know, brood about it. Okay, come on. Oh man, I'm all out of energy. And yeah, that is truly the best Starscream there ever was. I think Transformers Armada is probably my second favorite of all the Transformers series, with Transformers Animated being the first. I mean, David Kai is Optimus Prime, you know. Crap. Just run. Just run through it. Just run. No, you gotta punch him from the front, because if you punch him from the back, you'll just kill him. And if you do that, you're kind of screwed. No, come on, get him, get him. Yep, and I killed him. So now what you got to do is you got to wait for another one to spawn. And we got their Space Mac tins. All they're gonna do is just wail on you like an asshole. Okay, come on. Oh, you bastard. Come on, just come out so I can smack you around a little bit. One of the big problems with Transformers Armada is just the fact that the translation was kind of interesting. You had what I like to call Alzheimer's Prime, where he'll just kind of ramble for no reason. It's still a particularly good Transformers show. Exactly. Smack him. Gotcha, you little... Yeah, I like that. I like that original voice cast. I hate the fact that Peter Cullen got overused.
When the prey fight amongst themselves, the cunning hunter will turn the situation to his own.
I like how this is kind of like the theme from The Godfather, but changed just enough so they can't get sued.
To smash a way into the Don's mansion, provided the defenders did not destroy it first. Unknown to the machine's pilot, a guardian now watched over from progress.
This is not a particularly good design.
I'm an elderly man, and a big fight's on TV in 5 minutes. We know how it ends. Gianelli thinks a diamond a second.
I thought they had lip movements. Yeah, well. Alright, smack him. And let's save. I thought they had lip movements. I think some of these characters do and some of them don't. Come back, Predator. Come back. Here we go. Yeah, David Kai can make a good Fulgrim. But yeah, Peter Cullen got way too overused, and thus it kind of cheapened his Optimus, his version of Optimus. And while I like Transformers Prime quite a bit, Optimus in that was just boring. Because they didn't let him actually be anything other than just the stoic leader. I mean, I remember when Optimus Prime used to play basketball. And yes, Optimus Prime did play basketball at one point. That's why I love G1 so much. It had a lot of weird stuff that was a lot of fun. Hey, who do you think you are, Master Chief? And yes, Master Chief could kill the Predator. Because he's got energy shields and the Predator does not. Wheelchair would be cool, yeah. It's like Professor X, only more Mafia related. Although Professor X is kind of a bastard in most continuities except for the animated continuities. Where he constantly uses his psychic power to control people's minds. I like how the minigun has a bayonet on it. What is she, Japanese? I mean, I could totally see the Japanese having bayonets on their miniguns. I mean, why not? They might have to get up close and personal. I mean, if a Titan in 40K can have a power fist, why not? Can have a chain fist? I mean, don't you have any hobbies? Smashy, smashy. People complain about RoboCop having his face, you know, visible. This is way worse. Like, how do you not hit her? Come on, people. Making yourselves look bad. Give me the glaive. Avatar's mechs were not that bad, though. Whereas the mechs in The Matrix were by far the worst. I mean, seriously. The pilot is completely exposed, you know. That's the problem with The Matrix, though. Once you go past Matrix 1, the rest of the series is not very good. Twisters on Blu-ray. Cybertron. I don't remember it. Stabby stabby. I really like Transformers Animated just because the human character in that was not really annoying. I like how he's got it, it just so happens to have an energy shield. Which never really shows up again. Alright, let's grab those sonic bombs. Go ahead, grab it! Come on, Predator. You can do it. I have faith in you. Okay, I think we'll let them do their monster infighting. Wait a minute. Is he like... What are they shooting at? What are they shooting at? They're shooting at the wall! Oh, their AI broke. Okay, I'm just gonna let them kill each other. Read the chat. RoboCop 3 was a terrible movie, but I kind of loved it as a kid. Kind of loved it as a kid. I mean, RoboCop in a jetpack, you know, it's like, you can't go wrong with the jetpack. Okay, I wonder who's gonna win. Because, like, one has an energy shield and one is completely unprotected. I mean, come on, just hit her. She's right there. She got that Antifa powers. Damn, they fixed that fast. All right, let's just cut these guys up. I'm just bored. Come on, cut them up. Your shirts won't save you now. Oh, did she finally get him? No, but they decided to stop shooting at the much more dangerous enemy and decided to try to fuck with me. Okay, come on, shoot at each other already. What are you doing? Gonna turn into a Batmobile car, a jet, and he gets a minigun pistol. I think there's also one continuity where like Megatron becomes like a dragon or something. I know, and it's irrespective of like Beast Wars Megatron. I'm talking like, oh yeah, we gotta go kill the guy. You know, that guy, Marlon Brando. There we go. My brain is tired. Yep. Sorry, Marlon. I'm gonna save everybody from having to watch that really crappy movie that I can't remember the name of. It's so bad I can't remember it. Okay, come on, stop shooting at me, you assholes. I just made sure we didn't have not Animal Island. Ugh. Well, you kind of failed at that, dude. You're not gonna protect a corpse. The Don lives at mobile on the golden throne of Sicily. Oh crap, no! Yeah, run! I should have made fun of Sicily. I do know that Transformers got kind of crap for a few years. I remember around 2007, just before Transformers 1 came out, the original Transformers 1, the very idea of like transforming robots was considered very strange. Island of Dr. Moreau, exactly. We just saved the world from that. Two-headed dragon? Damn. Right, cut him up, cut him up, cut him up! This is why energy shields are so good. See, maybe I have to like punch him. Let's punch him. Yeah, just beat the crap out of him. Punch him! Okay, I think his shield's starting to go out. Yeah, there we go. But he can take a lot of kinetic damage. Okay, now it's down. Cut him up. There's only one boss fight that gets kind of annoying. I think I saw a chat message earlier that I didn't respond to about like speed in boomer shooters. In boomer shooters, like when I'm talking about speed in like a boomer shooter or Doom or something like that, what I mean by that is like, well, take a look at this game here for a moment. This here is kind of annoying because this guy has a lot of health and it gets kind of old after a while. Speed is where you can go from boss fight to boss fight and level to level without spending a lot of time on it, so it doesn't get boring or tedious. Like there's a lot of Doom levels where it takes like 20 or 30 minutes to finish, and at the end of the day it just like, what have I done with my life? I don't guess I can kill him unless I kill all his foot soldiers. I'm not really sure why he's not dying. Like I've really laid into him with that. And this music is starting to annoy me. I mean, it kind of fits, but yeah. Okay, let's cut that guy up. Okay, there we go. Either he's gonna die or his shield is gonna stop working. Nope. He's still alive. He's still fine. Rob Zombie CD said CD that mostly. Huh, weird. Okay, come on, dude. Is he not gonna die or what? How many more hits is this guy gonna take? Let's see, can I shoot him? Okay, well I guess all I had to do was shoot him once. Whatever, game. Whatever. Alright. Okay, good was nothing. I haven't thought about Rob Zombie in years. He made some really interesting Halloween movies that weren't terrible, but were very, very weird. Turning Mike Myers into a trailer trash guy and then a hobo is a strange... It's a strange place to take that character, but yeah, I guess. And then in Halloween 2, like, Rob Zombie's wife shows up. You could totally not make this game today. You could not make this game today at all. Because they'd be like, that is a stereotype, and therefore it is harmful to everyone, apparently, on Twitter.
That kept the normal citizens off the streets. But that just made it easier for the monster hunting him to stalk its new prey.
So wait a minute, if this... In this world, if, like, the police have been defunded and disbanded, how do they actually enforce, like, people being on the streets after curfew? Like, oh, crap. Ugh. I didn't know that, like, there was that big of a CD collector community. Okay, skip that. I remember when CDs were like $1 because no one cared about them after the rise of iTunes. This is not what I would call the best mission because, well, you know, not only do you have to be stealthy, but you also have to wait for El Hongo to get to different areas. You know, like we go from the action-packed mafia level to, oh yeah, let's do the worst mission type in any sort of open world game where you have to follow somebody.
I hear King Willie didn't die along with his boys, so maybe some other servitors survived too. Keep your eyes open.
At least this is not quite as bad. Like, I remember Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. Like, that had some really annoying, like, chase levels. I gotta do a stream on that, too. Man, there's too many games.
Yeah, baby. I'm gonna be taking over all the business in town. Stay with me.
Oh my. She has a very square-shaped head. I'm just saying. Very square-shaped. Probably not a female. I mean, wait, no. We can't say that. Let's save. And we could use the vocal mimicry, but I never had a need to do that. Wait, what did that say? Oh my. Today on OnlyFans. Like, this future in Predator Concrete Jungle is a lot like our future, only we got flying cars in this. Yeah, I heard about Dragon Age, diversity. I mean, Dragon Age, Veilguard. All I can say is, that's not the first time Dragon Age has really gotten kind of crap. I mean, I thought Dragon Age 2 was terrible. And it didn't even have anything like that in it. Your man bun will not save you. Dragon Age has always been kind of a weird series where most of it's terrible. Just objectively bad. Why would you even have a bank in this part of town? I mean, clearly people in this world are not that smart. Because I'm just saying, most of the banks in bad parts of town have long since left. Okay, let's go. What? Wow. Twitter is, a cesspit. Even after Elon turned it into something that's halfway adequate. Okay, let's save, because if I'm not mistaken, this is a part where it's really easy to fuck it up. No, go. There we go. Oh, Facebook. Oh, man, Facebook's even worse than Twitter, though. No matter what it is, no matter what subject it might be, there's always got to be somebody that's overly negative. I don't know what it is about the Book of Faces that inspires people to be such assholes. And yeah, they really did not keep Dragon Age consistent. I mean, Dragon Age 2 just made me so disappointed.
Sure thing, Jefe. Those matadores, they are here to stay. Don't you worry about nothing, okay? Hey.
My God, the flip phone.
The boss just came in, okay? Looking real.
And he's got it upside down. No, it's the future upside down phone.
So keep your eyes open. Anyone gives you any shit, you take them down, all right?
Well,
All citizens. The curfew is now lifted. Have a nice day.
okay, let's save. Wait, what is this, Minneapolis? I remember Dragon Age, not Dragon Age 1, but to sell Dragon Age 2, they came out with some sort of web series starring Felicia Day. She was popular for reasons. Like they really leaned in hard to Felicia Day being in this Dragon Age series. Now I didn't know who that even was back then, and I still don't. But you watch it, and it's like, wait a minute. So it's an elf who joins like the bad guys, and then they lost me after that. 2 more volumes of Berserk. I've heard Berserk was really good. I just never got around to it. It's just one more manga series that just never really got a chance to look at. Alright. The only problem is that manga and anime both are really focused on paranormal bullshit versus stab him! Versus sci-fi, and I prefer sci-fi to just about anything else. Alright, we gotta be very quiet. Come on. Just, no, damn it. Doesn't matter. Oh, he has no body. Yeah, the modern audience doesn't exist. It's just, when they really say modern audience, they mean their buddies who don't actually play games. It allows them to say that they, well, I did something that was socially conscious. Yeah, I've heard that Berserk is really, really dark. Like, darker even than 40K to a certain extent. With like, the, really? Get hit by a car? Now I know what Stephen King feels like. Okay, I probably need to lose my wanted level here. Gonna be like the Terminator, we're just gonna run from the cops. Didn't even bother. I tried playing Inquisition. It was not really what one would call an RPG. Like there were very few RPG elements in it at all. Which is really sad because, you know, say what you will about Dragon Age 2, but at least it knew what it was. Yeah, getting precision jumps, not easy. Yep, I remember reading about there was some of that, some of those activities in that manga. So yeah, pretty dark, especially for a manga and an anime about a guy with a giant sword. That's one thing I will say about Eastern media. They're very imaginative in certain ways. Like I don't think a Western writer would have put something like that in there, especially in a series about, well, a guy with a giant sword that fights like a demon city or something. Come on, I got him. Oh, he has no head. Okay, we got 2 more bastards to hunt down and kill. See, like, these missions aren't bad, but they're not that great either. When we get to the cyberpunk stuff, it gets a lot harder and a lot more fun to a certain extent. But this is meant to whet your appetite. It's like you're going through the Predator's like redemption arc here, and so this is This is his scut work, you know. This is like he's got to really earn his Darkblade clan weaponry back. Like you don't get to go fight like the cyborgs. No, no, you got to fight Hot Topic rejects. Like that's your punishment, man. You gotta go in a Hot Topic. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell is pretty good. Believe it or not, though, I've only actually seen the live-action version of that. I really liked it, but have not seen the anime. And got him. Just slit his throat. I mean, I'm totally being stealthy. Nobody's seen me. I mean, I'm about as stealthy as Altair. I mean, like, running and jumping on somebody with a hidden blade, nobody would have ever suspected that. Oh dear me, there's a picture that exists of me that thankfully no one has seen in years of me in a shirt I got from Hot Topic, Lamb of God, during my short-lived emo phase. Oh man, this is where we get the... Oh, how we get a butt shot on that guy. I don't really want to see that game. Was this Final Fantasy X? All right. Let's see. We are an hour and 51 minutes. Yeah, we'll play a little bit more. Huh, standalone complex. I'll have to look at that. Assuming I ever get any time. Oh yeah, this is the hookers. This is really the only time you actually fight hookers. He's 27, man. He's got some country miles on there.
They say on the news some kind of vigilante, but on the street they say that. I don't live on your shitty little streets, Hongo. That's what I pay people like you for.
Yeah, so this is basically Liz Cheney here.
You wouldn't be hard to replace, Hongo.
And I got into my emo phase because at the time I was dating an emo girl and I kind of wanted to embrace her culture. So not only did I like dress like an emo for a little while, but I even went to an emo concert. I can't remember the name of the emo music is hilarious. Like, yeah, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Because man, he looked like he was in his 40s. But no, I mean, I went to one of those emo concerts once. It's so fun. It was when I was in my early 20s, like 25. I was dating an emo girl, and it's like I wanted to experience her culture, and so I got the Lamb of God shirt and went to this emo bar and everything, and it was kind of hilarious. I got to tell you, like looking back at it now, I actually looked up some of that music a while back. Oh man, some of that music is just too funny. I couldn't listen to it with a straight face. Let's see. Gundam and most real robot animes. Yes. Big O is a really good anime. I grew up with that as a... I forgot what I was supposed to even be doing. I was thinking about... Oh, we gotta follow him. Okay. Yeah, we gotta follow him to the... We have to follow him to his joy house. But, yeah, Big O. It's basically Batman the Animated Series... But, yep, I know it's gonna fail. It's like Batman the Animated Series, but instead of the Batmobile, it's a giant robot. But other than that, it's Batman the Animated Series. And no, it's not a hentai. It is basically just Batman. Obviously, they don't call him Batman, but it is Batman. It's like you've got the billionaire Roger Smith, and he's got a giant robot that is basically the Batmobile that fights other giant robots. He's got a sidekick who is who is effectively Robin, but is a female android, a gynoid, if you will. It was a fun little show. nobody in the actual in actual Japan liked it, and nobody around the world really liked it. But the U.S. liked it so much that they were able to get a second season commissioned that had a really weird ending. Apparently, I don't remember anything about it, but according to the Wikipedias, it had a weird ending. Have not seen it since I think like 2010. Okay, because what we have to do is we need to be up here to spy on him, stalk him.
What the fuck is this out here again? You holding out on me? I'm telling you, man. You fuck with me, they'll be calling pieces of you out of the fucking bay. No, it's not my fault, boss. Honest. Look, come on inside. Get a drink, get you some pussy, whatever you want.
Oh my.
Work this out.
Yeah, they don't talk like that anymore. I mean, that would be considered masochisms today. Okay, let's save. Okay, there we go. Was it goth or impress a goth girl? I heard she was probably into. Oh dear. That's not fun. Watch Andy Pan. Never even heard of him till now, so I have not seen any of that. Okay, where? Oh yeah, what we have to do now is we gotta like scan the pimps. With a shirt like that, I don't think he's a pimp. He probably uses one, but I don't think he actually is one. I mean, they're not even trying to hide, are they? That's not what I intended to do, but whatever. There we go. I think we scan with that. No armor detected. See, how do we get... Oh, I think you have to use, like, the neural vision to know if he's a pimp or not. Yep, rank pimp. He's like a pimp first class. Okay, where is some power so I can, like, hide in plain sight? Where more than meets the eye, right? You hear about that idiot streamer that pulled all that stuff in Japan? He's in Korea now. They're not letting him leave the country. No, I've not heard of that. Have any dating girl finding advice? No, I don't. I guess what you could do is what I did, and that's like make a YouTube channel, get an audience of people who know girls, and then they'll introduce you to them, and that's pretty much what I've done my entire life. So yeah, that's my advice. Make a YouTube channel reviewing video games, build up a fan base, and then they will find the girls for you. I cannot tell you how many times that's actually worked. So yeah, that sadly I don't know where you'd actually go to find somebody. The emo girl I dated all those years ago, I found via a dating app, but I would not recommend that today. I'm talking like that was a long time ago. I'm like 2014, which was 10 years ago, and I imagine it's much worse today. But all my lasting relationships have been from people who have watched the YouTube channel and were like, hey John, I know this girl. That sounds like I'm making it up, but I'm telling you, man, it's happened multiple times. It's the weirdest thing. Johnny Somali. So bad, Korean House of Parliament was this... I gotta look up what a Johnny Somali is. I don't really follow that kind of stuff. Okay, now we're trying to find pimps. Wait, that's not... That came out wrong. But I've had multiple people introduce me to different girls, and I'm like, well, that was easy. But if you don't actually want to make a YouTube channel, it's always good to go where the girls are, the ones that are not crazy. So I always recommend like comic convention stuff like that, because there is that barrier to entry. But other than that, I don't really know. Running around screaming, really? That's just crazy. I mean, that is the there he is. Scurrying about like a bug, fool! I shall have at thee! Okay, there went one. See, what time is it? I'm just gonna walk on the streets here. No one can spot me. No one knows I'm here. I'm just a void in the force. Oh, you have to scan these guys to see if their actual rank is that of pimp. I remember this mission being kind of annoying. Really? How can you not see me there? Oh, wait. No, did fucking... There we go. And we'll go to Neurovision. Is your rank pimp, good sir? The answer is yes. This is kind of tedious. Alright, and... Stab him! I like how he just pulls out that plasma MAC-10. 1 of 7! Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm actually going to call it a day, because I don't feel like killing 7 pimps. And I've already been going for 2 hours. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you this. When it comes to all those stupid streamers that do like pranks, I don't know how they can get away with that. Like, they actually commit legitimate like crimes when they do it. They just kind of, no one seems to care. Ugh. Spoonie's kind of coming back. I've seen some of his streams with the guy who played Curtis from this point-and-click adventure game, and they weren't too bad, but unfortunately Spoonie of course has to do the kind of pretentious thing and like, yes, I like the fact that Phantasmagoria covered mental health problems. It's like, it's a stupid game about a guy who's like a blob monster that has various hallucinations. It's like, it's not that deep. Alright, well, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm General Lotz, wishing you good AVP2, and no one lives forever, or whatever makes you happy.